Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
Better than you?
I would have to say right now. He's a really, really good player. Individually, he has some of the best skills that the NBA has ever seen in history. And he's shown year after year after year why he continues to be one of the best players in our league. I'm getting better, though.
What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Back at you with another one. So today, we gotta talk about Nicholas Wrong and this horrible take that he made about Kobe was never the best player in the league. Not 1 year he was come on, bro. What NBA was you watching? What NBA was you watching? Kobe wasn't the best player in the league. What league? So I don't know if y'all heard it or not, but I'm gonna play this horrendous take by Nicholas Wright. Nicholas Wrong about Kobe Bryant, and I'll be right back.
This will be something I'm telling Paul right now. Use your judgment on. This will get aggregated, clipped, and it will do numbers. People get so mad at this take, but the problem with this take is I know it is correct. And it's why but it is it makes people so mad that I don't really lean into it because I don't really have the, what's the word? I just sometimes get tired of arguing about it. But greatest players ever. Let me just, Bron, Kareem, Michael, Russell, Magic, Wilt, Duncan, Kobe. So I guess the answer is number 8. Because Kobe's the 8th greatest player ever, and he was never the best player in the world. I know people get mad at that take, but here's the problem, and the reason Kobe was never the best player in the world. Because once Kobe got great, call it 99, he wasn't great yet, but I'll give him 90. Once you started seeing flashes. From 99 until 2002, Shaquille O'Neal was the best player in the world. And then from 2003 until 2007, Tim Duncan was the best player in the world. You know how I know Tim Duncan was the best player in the world at that time? Because he won 3 championships in 5 years. He won 2 MVPs. He was the best player. He was the best player until that 48 special by LeBron in 2007. LeBron was the best player in the world from that moment until 2018. So it was Shaq, it was Duncan, it was then Bron. At no point was Kobe the best player in the world. 8th greatest player ever, never the best player in the world. People get very mad at me. Show me the year. Show me the season. Show me when he was. And people will be like, what about 2006? It's like, well, I don't know. Best player in the world, losing round 1. What about 2007? I don't know. Best player in the world, blow a 3-1 lead in round 1. What about 2005? I don't know. Best player in the world, missed the playoffs? Probably not. So the answer is Kobe. Next.
Okay, so y'all heard that. And he really gave a very vague explanation on it. You know what I mean? And for a dude who claimed to be so stat and analytics, he really didn't get no stats and analytics. But I know a guy who is great with stat and analytics is Stat. So he break it down on how this is a very, I'm going to use a Stephen A. Smith word, asinine take. I'm going to let him cook, and I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, well, ridiculous, obviously, outrageous. And honestly, Nick Wright himself doesn't even believe this take. The reason he can't think of the word to use of why he doesn't want to get into it with people, the reason why he just waffles around it is because he knows he can't defend it himself and he doesn't believe it. I know he doesn't believe it, Tyler, because there is a famous tweet percolating around. The internet is made of stone. It is etched in stone. You can delete it. You can try to move away from it, but someone will have screen grabbed it. And in 2012, Nick Wright himself tweeted out the best players he has ever seen in his life. Michael Jordan was 1, Kobe Bryant was 2, LeBron James was 7. So, and then Shaq was below Kobe at that point. Duncan was below Kobe at that point. So what exactly happened between 2012 and now that all of a sudden Kobe is below Shaq, below Duncan, below, like, what exactly happened? Well, probably Nick Wright is a paid agent for Clutch Sports and LeBron James, and now he has to toe this company line, which is to discredit Kobe Bryant. And there is an argument, though, Tyler. I will accept that there is an argument. To me, Kobe and Shaq were the best 2 players in the world from like 01 to roughly like 03. I think you could have, honestly, quite frankly, you could have gone with either player, Shaq or Kobe. Duncan is in the mix. Those are the 3 best players in the NBA at that point in time. Then right around 03, in my estimation, Kobe Bryant does ascend and become the best player on planet Earth till around 2010. Because look, in part of his explanation, Nick Wright goes on to say, oh, well, do you know how I know Tim Duncan was the best player from 03 to 07? Because he won 2 league MVPs and 3 championships in that span. Okay, well, let's apply his same logic from 08 through 10 then. Kobe won an MVP and went to 3 consecutive NBA finals and won back-to-back championships with a fringe one-time All-Star at that point in Pau Gasol. Kobe became the only player in NBA history to score 600 points in 3 straight postseasons. No one's ever done it. Not Jordan, not LeBron, nobody. Over that time, Kobe became the only player in league history still to this day to win back-to-back titles with no other top 75 players. So you're telling me that a guy in that 3-year span wasn't the best player in the NBA? Stop it. Just stop the nonsense, Nick. And the Lakers were the number 1 seed in the Western Conference those 3 years in a row, by far the more difficult conference than where LeBron was lurking in the East. And Kobe was the one in a conference where the 8 seeds were like at 50 wins over that span of time. So overall, Tyler, and I'll throw it back to you, Kobe Bryant in a decade span led the NBA in scoring, points scored, and averaged. That was in a time where Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson were prime. That was in a time, in talking an average, that you would include Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Kobe Bryant led in average and total scored over that span.
Yep.
A time where he was all-NBA first-team defense, like seven years out of 10, and second-team defense in 2 of the other years. So 9 of the 10 years of that decade, all NBA defense, and he was going to 7 finals rounds and winning 5, and you're going to tell me not even 1 year you wouldn't be able to slither Kobe in as the best player on earth? It's absolute nonsense. Nick Wright knows it is, and that's why he doesn't want to spend too much time on it and gets in and out of that take very quick.
I agree, Scap.
Okay, so y'all heard some basketball common sense with that take, right? Like, to say Kobe wasn't the best in the world ever, like not 1 year, when you can legit, he really dominated the decade, but you gonna say he wasn't the best at all is crazy. It is crazy. Now, for a dude from 2000 to 2010, he had the most finals appearances, had 5 rings, had 20,000 points, had the highest points per game, had the most points in the playoffs, had the most playoff wins, played against Tim Duncan and the Spurs 5 times in the playoffs from 2000 to 2010, beat them 4 out of the 5 times. How was he not the best player in that generation, in that era? How? That's dominating the era. I mean, sound like dominating the era to me. But, you know, the thing is, right, with this NBA stuff and things that happened in the past, we try to revise history. And we say dumb shit and expect people to believe it because everybody wasn't there. Kobe has played, it's been enough time where it's people who basketball fans that wasn't there. So their opinions can be swayed because they didn't see it with their own eyes. Like, and it's so bad, right, with Nick. I almost feel bad for Nick Wrong right now because he almost radio silent. Like, you don't even hear his takes no more like that. Like, it's almost like he gotta say something just so horrible for you to even hear, for somebody to even have an opinion about anything he gotta say. And you know why I think that is? Because nobody takes his takes as being credible. Because when you have been so obviously biased, you have no subjectiveness to none of your takes. People want to be blind or they just 100% don't listen to nothing you say. Right now, I used to give Nick Wrong a chance. I used to listen to him. And it was one take he made when I knew he had zero subjectiveness to him. Right now, this was the take. This was the topic. The topic was work ethic. Right? Work ethic. You had a whole conversation about work ethic and didn't mention Kobe Bryant's name? You didn't even mention Kobe in work ethic. The man who was known for having the most work ethic arguably in NBA or sports history. You didn't name him. That's like we naming the best dunkers of all time and I don't mention Vince Carter. I don't even mention Vince Carter. We talking about the best dunkers of all time. Takes like that is like you lose your credibility. And I think like the issue I have with like the sports media for real is that it's no subjectiveness. People just pick sides and no matter how foolish they sound, they just you know what I'm saying? They ride that Titanic till it sinks. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all on the next one. Peace.